Hello, my name is Kyle Pugh with Webucator. During this video, I'll be demonstrating a process of managing mixed numeric and text data within Excel 2010. This demonstration is based on a blog post provided by Andrew Nguerda. I'd like to thank Andrew for allowing us to record this video and share it with you. For the full article, feel free to visit Andrew's site at the URL provided below. Alright, so I've opened up Microsoft Excel 2010, created a simple little worksheet here with just a handful of values. Now, to the naked eye, each of these 5 values, A1, A2, 3, 4, and 5, all look very similar to one another. We can maybe assume that all of these are numeric data. They look like numeric data, right? And we can assume that, couldn't we? Well, if we were to take a closer look, really start to inspect this data, we would find that some of this data is numeric, while a few of the values are actually text. Now, this is a very common problem that a lot of us either have or will, as you continue working inside of Excel, we'll run into this. So whether this data is coming from maybe some backend database that we're dumping it down into Excel so we can start to work with it, or maybe it's a shared document up on your network drive where multiple people are in here working, we've got inconsistently formatted data. Now, what's the big deal? What's that going to hurt? Well, with text and numerics mixed, right, within this single column of data, what happens if I sort this? Well, text and numerics sort differently from one another. So if I try sorting this data, I'm going to get some pretty wacky results. Let's just try it. What if I click up here into this A column? I'll go up to my Data tab, top of the screen, and I'm going to do a quick little ascending sort. I'll give that a click. And I've sorted my data. Let's try a descending sort. There, I've sorted my data. And I can see, what do I got? 127, then 125, then 128, then 126. What's happening here? Let's do an ascending sort again. I'll go back up to the top, give the A to Z button a click. Let's see, 124, 125's down here? What's happening? Again, within this data, we've got a mix of numeric and text. This is causing a problem, and I need to solve this. Well, let's take this a step further. I'm going to click into cell B5 or B1, and I'm going to create a quick little calculation here to help me count how many numeric values do I have here. So I'm going to grab cells A1 through 5. I'll close my parentheses on that formula, and I'm going to hit my enter key. And just as I expected, 3 of these values out of these 5 are numeric. Remember, the count function just counts numeric data. Well, that means that 2 of these are not numeric. Well, let's take a closer look at that. I want to find out which of the 2 are not numeric. Which ones are text? So I'm going to use Control F on my keyboard to open up the Find window. Inside the Find window, I'm going to go into Options. Options will open up my Format button. Now, a lot of us probably use the Find window, say, hey, go find this value. But here, it's not a value that I'm looking for. It's a format. So I'm going to go to Format, and I want to know which of them are text. So with text selected there, I'll go ahead and hit OK. Now I'm going to use the Find All button, and it's identified 2 of them as being text, cells A4 and A5. Now if I press Control A on my keyboard, this will select both of them. I can see those A4 and A5 cells are the 2 text formatted cells. Those are the 2 that are causing the problem. This is why my data is not sorting appropriately for me, because there's that mix of numeric and text within this data set. Well, let's look closer at the data formats that I have here. So I'm going to grab the first 3 cells. We know that these here, these are numeric. I'm going to go up to my Home tab, And we can see that those are marked as special. These have been formatted specifically as a special format. If I hop into here to see what it actually does, I'll go down to more number formats, and I can see that both of these are special category. They've actually been formatted as a zip code. Zip codes in this particular situation are numeric. Now I'm going to go ahead and hit OK to that. Let's look at the other two. I'm going to hop up there. Oh, wait. That's not special. This is text. Well, let's just try changing it. I'm going to hop down here. I'll say more number formats. I can go to special, and I can grab the zip code, or I can perhaps do a custom one. I'll leave it set to zip code just because that's going to be consistent with the other ones. And I'm going to hit OK. All right, did that fix it? Well, once again, to the naked eye, I didn't really see a change there. But look at my formula. It's still counting 3. Well, that doesn't seem right. So I need a better solution here. I need a way to make sure that these values are all being treated the same way by Excel. And in this case, I want them all to be numeric. So here's where I'm going to introduce you to a little bit of Visual Basic or VBA. So I'm going to run a shortcut key on my keyboard. I'm going to press the Alt key and the F11 key, the function key F11 at the top of our keyboard. Alt F11. This will open up the VBA window, or the Visual Basic for Applications window. And I'm going to open up another window here called the Immediate window. So again, this is just going to be a small little snippet of Visual Basic code. And I want to run this immediately, right now. So I'm going to go up to my View menu, top of the screen, and I'll open up the Immediate window. And you can see the shortcut key of Control-G. In the Immediate window, I'm going to write one single statement here, one piece of Visual Basic that will assist us in converting these values to numeric, creating that consistently formatted data. Now, before I do this, I'm going to go select those 5 little values that I have there, and I'll reopen my Visual Basic window. Once again, Alt F11. And in my Immediate window, this is going to be a simple one. I'm going to say selection dot value. So I'm taking that selected set of data I have there, A1 through A5, and I'm accessing a property of that selection called value. And I'm going to change the value of that selection. I'm going to make it equal to selection dot value. So this is kind of like giving Excel a jump start. It's gonna refresh the data and say, hey, I'm just gonna make it equal to what it was equal to before. But now we're gonna allow Excel to do the data typing for us. So once again, with that data selected in my Immediate window, selection.value equals selection.value. I'll hit my Enter key. Now, once again, to the naked eye, it may not look like it did a whole lot, but now look at my formula. Used to be 3. I can see that is now counting 5 cells there. Now what happened here? Let's hop back to my values, and I can see that they're all special. Kind of like what your mom told you, right? You're special. And now all these values here are special, and they're all being treated as numeric. Try it out. Open up Excel document, throw in some mixed data types in there, numeric and text, and try out this simple little statement, single line statement from Visual Basic to convert those all to numeric. All right, there you have it. So the next time you get an Excel document with mixed text and numeric data, use just a little bit of Visual Basic, a little bit of VBA to be able to correct that data, create that consistency within your data format. Once again, I'd like to thank Andrew for allowing us to create this video based on Andrew's blog post. Feel free to jump out to Andrew's site for more information on Excel and more tips and tricks.